Right. We are live. What's going on, everybody? I am alive. I have returned. I'm still not 100%, but I'm about 70%. I'll take it. Happy Monday. For those of you who didn't get the message, I've been laid up with COVID for like 7 days straight. I've done almost no work. It's been glorious. Very little stuff except for stuff for new clients. After a while, I was just like, just turn your brain off. You worked like 33 days in a row. It's okay to just be sick. So much to talk about. And honestly, this just feels like a time warp because I went to Air Force drill. I had a really, really intense reserve duty weekend, and then came back and I was all excited, right? Sunday night, and I'm all pumped up. I'm like, yeah, I was like Howard Dean, right? I was like, I'm going to change the world. I'm going to fucking make $1 bajillion and my company's going to go insane and I'm going to be fucking famous and rich and, just losing my mind Sunday night. I was all excited. I'm like, hey, I'm going to jump back into it. It's going to be amazing. And no, Monday morning, came down with a brutal case of COVID and body temperature out of control, just fever, chills, respiratory, coughing up at night. So it was fucking with my sleep. And then, of course, I have like clients still calling me like, hey, you got an update on this? Or, hey, what the fuck's going on? And then for some reason, a bunch of people got on calls with me for PR services, and I made almost all of them. I'm sitting there like shivering and burning up at the same time, but I made as many calls as I could, and I was probably a little incoherent for several of them. Went through an entire bottle of Dayquil like a hero, because that's what heroes do. But after the most just inactive weekend I think I've ever had, I literally just read comic books and fucking played Xbox for the entire weekend. Fucking hate, wasn't that bad. And I drank very little in 7 days. I've lost a couple pounds. But I'm definitely recovering. I still feel like shit. But I feel better. I feel like less brain fog and a little bit more ready to take on the day. But yeah, it's time I started jumping back, and I went for a walk this morning for like 15 minutes and just listened to harpsichord music like an old Japanese man. It's fucking great. But anyway, hope you guys have been good. I've been off social media for the most part. Very little contact and interaction. I have a bunch of messages I got to get back to. Really grateful for everyone that reached out to me. I just didn't want to talk to anyone, and I'm not trying to be an asshole. First of all, I was half incoherent, and I didn't want to sound insane, and I was probably angrier than I usually am, and I didn't want to be mean to anybody, so I just stayed the fuck off social media like everyone should when they're not feeling great. All right, so let's jump into the important stuff. First of all, as you guys know, one of my newer PR campaigns that I have to jump back into immediately is Sean Kanans' release of badboyeats.com and his Bad Boy hot sauce line. For those of you that cook, Sean released these amazing hot sauces. This is Mango Madness, so this is the sweeter one. Bad Boy hot sauce. That's 3 different flavors. You can find it at badboyeats.com or check the link below. This is red pepper punch. And all of these have like, this heat rating is 4 out of 10. Red pepper punch. This is what you start with, right? And then you got Mango Madness. So if you want to make like sweet pork or sweet chicken, the heat rating on this is a 6 out of 10. And then if you're feeling real crazy, Cobra Venom. Yeah. 10 out of 10. This terrifies me. It's It's made with Carolina Reaper peppers. Cobra Venom looks insane. I'm definitely going to save this for a steak. But yeah, if you guys are cooks and you want to try something new for the kitchen, you kick it up with some fucking bad boy hot sauce. I'm so excited about these. These are just an amazing product. All my friends are trying them. They're saying that they love them. Eric Rank says he bought a second batch just because they were so good. He's cooking with them. Get your bottles at badboyeats.com. Buy 12 bottles. Get a free Bad Boy t-shirt. Check it out. You too can be a bad boy. All right. But yeah, doing a good visibility campaign on that. Can't wait to find out what kind of features we can get for it. Probably making some pork, some other cool shit with it. So that's going to be my main thing for this week. And then also Shift Magazine. I've done very little towards it. Like I said, I just decided, hey, dude, just be sick. Just heal. You don't have to worry about work. So I'm going to be jumping back in, getting Shift going. I have a lot of the content. Just have to start doing layout and design, putting it together. I can't give an exact date for release, but I can assure you it's going to be as fast as possible because I'm already behind deadline. And we'll get that out there for everybody. Shift Magazine's been up for over a year because I had a family emergency. So I'm going to be working on that as I resume the reins of being a magazine owner once again. And Jared, what's up? Good to see you, man. And that's about all the main stuff. And then finally for Rob's Nerd Corner, I want to share with you guys a really, really good graphic novel that I was reading when I was sick. This is one of the best Marvel stories I've ever read, ever. This is a graphic novel for the New Avengers, and it collects New Avengers number 13 through 23. I really should be wearing glasses as I'm talking about this and dressed like a nerd. This storyline is crazy. In the context of what happens is it follows the Illuminati. So if you guys saw Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, the Illuminati is it's a group of people getting together. It wasn't quite the same one that was in Doctor Strange, but same concept. So it's Professor X, Black Bolt, Namor, Reed Richards, Iron Man, Beast, and Black Panther and Doctor Strange all together, right? And they came together secretly to fight off like any major like world-threatening problems. And they meet in secret. Nobody knows that they're doing this, and they just go on these crazy adventures, right? But they finally get tasked because incursions start happening. And this is all going to tie into Secret Wars, the Avengers movie coming up. So this is why I'm sharing this. So an incursion is when two Earths come into orbit, and they're Earths from different dimensions, right? And they're just going to, slam into each other and both blow up. This starts happening a lot. And so the Illuminati has to come together, and they're like, okay, how do we blow up the other planet? If it comes into Earth 616, which is our Earth, right? Earth Prime. How do we blow up the other planet? And so they start going through all these different ways, right? There's like neutron bombs. And then Doctor Strange finds some fucking crazy spell in which he has to sell his soul. And it's so evil that people don't even talk about it, like the spell itself, because it's a world-ending spell. And then, so they're just going through all these solutions, and they're going through all these fucking crazy incursions. And Reed Richards like develops these timers that go off in their wrist. And so if the light goes on, you got 8 hours until an incursion is about to happen to your planet. And the real part of this, the powerful part of it, is that all of these other Earths have variants of superheroes. And it's going to be like different, multi-dimensional. So in some cases, the bad guys are now good guys, or they're like mixed good guy, bad guy teams, whatever. And in this one, this Earth shows up, and they got like 6 of their own heroes. And it's nobody from the Marvel Universe. It's just 6 randos I've never heard of. But they're all like really cool heroes with different powers, and they're kind of magical, and they're just, you know, doing their own thing. Here's like a shot of them. So anyway, they're in the same bucket. They're like, okay, how do we defend our planet from this incursion? And at the end of the story, this is where it gets nuts. The Illuminati guys travel to the other planet with the other heroes, and they sit down and they try and talk to them. They're like, hey, both of us want our Earths to live. What do we do? Flip a fucking coin? Like, how do we decide which Earth lives? We've got the ability to blow up a planet. How do we decide which one's more important? And for an hour, they're pretty civil, and they're just like trying to figure this out. They're like, hey, we don't want to fight. We don't want to, like, you know, fight to the death to save our planet. So let's just figure this the fuck out. And then Namor, the submariner, the asshole, always the asshole, just says, fuck this, and takes his harpoon and spears one of the other bad guys, or one of the other heroes from the other planet. And then they just get in this giant crazy fight. And the other world's heroes beat the Illuminati's ass, like, really bad. They best them, they overwhelm them, they're gonna fucking, like, destroy the main Earth. And then just Doctor Strange shows up, and he casts the spell, the evil nameless spell. And it kills every one of those heroes. And this giant tree branch comes out and starts ripping apart planets, and it starts killing those other heroes. And Doctor Strange has literally lost his fucking mind because he's possessed. This spell is so evil and crazy. He had to go to another dimension and sell his soul to get it. And at the end of it, all the Illuminati's just shaken up because of the level of evil at which they had to stoop to save Earth. And it's just such a like morally ambiguous story. And it's such a good read, though. God damn. I was really sad to see the other heroes get killed because they were good guys, and they had to die because at the end of the day, Illuminati had to save the Earth. And you just read this, you're like, holy shit, this is so deep. And it's just, it's such a crazy story. You see, like, Iron Man at his best. You see, like, Doctor Strange just having this wild crisis of conscience. Even Wong is, like, disgusted with his actions. And but Doctor Strange just casts this evil ass spell and just flat out murders people. Like, he just doesn't care. He casts this shit and just starts killing people. So anyway, just wanted to share this with you guys. If you need something really good to read, it's got this awesome artwork at the end of it. I don't remember what I paid for this, but it was definitely worth it. I think I got it used. And at the end of it, of course, are alternate covers with, like, artwork they didn't decide to go for, but it's a beautiful rendition. Graphic novel, New Avengers, Volume 2, covering 13 through 23. But like I said, powerful story, and it's really good to read before Secret Wars happens, because Secret Wars is the result of incursions. And I've just gotten into this because I've been just reading a lot of comic books lately and not going out because I'm sick or just haven't felt like being around people, whatever. But it's been an interesting storyline. So one final thing also, like a little kid, I'm just sharing all my treasures. One final thing, I've been reading a very, very good business book, Scott Oldford's Million in the Red. So for you business owners, go to millioninthered.com. It's gonna blow your mind. I paid $100 for this, and it's worth $1,000. And you're like, holy shit, Rob, it's just words. What can be in there that's worth $100? Scott Oldford's story is freaking insane. He had a 7-figure business by the time he was 16. He lost it all by 21, became a multimillionaire in his early 30s. He understands money better than anyone I've ever seen. He's a legit genius, and he's probably like late 30s now with $10 million in the bank. He's not a guru. He's a legit genius. I've interviewed him for Shift Magazine some time ago. And I'll tell you this, Scott Oldford understands business better than Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, and fucking Mark Cuban combined. I'll say it. I don't care if those guys have more money than him. He's not flashy. He's not a dirtbag. He's not out to gyp people out of money. He's a legit business genius that is a little bit more low key than everyone else and just lives in the woods with his family and his dog and his baby, and his wife, just teaching business. And I respect the hell out of him. He's a very unusual thinker. He's very prolific. You've seen some of his ads, but I'll tell you this, guys. This is the best business book I've ever read. And his last book, I was saying for years, was the best business book I ever read, The Nuclear Effect. So that tells you something. So check out Million in the Red. You can get copies of it for much cheaper, I'm sure, but I paid for like the digital copy and a couple of extra bonuses and then a hard copy for $100. Worth every penny. If you want to understand the relationship between money and energy on a deeper level, and I know it sounds like some real like woo-woo bullshit, but I'm telling you this, I do not recommend things that I don't feel will violently make your life better. This book has changed my life, and I'm barely dug into it. I'm like not even a fifth through it. Million in the Red, though, is ridiculously good. All right. I think I've covered everything. Hope you guys are doing well. Chris Casson says, been reading Hot Seat, the Startup CEO Guide by Dan Shapiro. Awesome. I'll have to check that out, man. So anyway, I am back in business. Go easy on me. I already have an inbox full, bunch of emails. I've been offline, off grid for about 7 days, just sick with COVID. I'm still like not 100% better, but I am better. But I will be resuming all client work, all campaigns this week. If you need something for PR, let me know. We'll make it work. That's all I got for today. I hope you guys had a great Super Bowl Sunday. I don't give two shits about football, so I just sat inside playing Xbox and reading books. But I know that a lot of you guys enjoy it, and that's cool. You know, whatever keeps you happy in this crazy world of ours. Anyway, we will talk soon. Have an amazing day. And Chris is with me. Have an amazing day. And pick up some Bad Boy hot sauce at badboyeats.com. And I will see you next time. I'm Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist. And as always, stay famous.